Hey everyone, it's Chef Jess. I thought I'd put you at a little bit of a different angle today, but that means I have to look way up here at you. Today is the 1st of December, and I woke up to, a little blanket of snow outside, so that was kind of neat. Also made me a little bit groggy and, trying to get out of bed. But anywho, today I am out of my mind because I am going to cook 4 recipes out of the Mayberry cookbook today. But I've decided instead of doing it all in one really large, long video, I am going to break them up into 4 videos. So right now we're going to start off with the first recipe, and that is extra good potato soup. What a great recipe for a cold day, right? There she be. So typically in the past, making these videos, I don't even read the recipe. I just get the ingredients together and then read it with you on camera. But I'm kind of glad I read this one ahead of time because I find it very time consuming. So here's what it says you need. 3 potatoes peeled right here. 1 quart of milk, 3 slices of onion, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons flour, 1½ teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon celery salt, 1/8 a teaspoon pepper, a few grains of cayenne pepper. I don't know how the heck you just pull a few grains out, but we'll just do a little pinch. And 1 teaspoon of chopped parsley. And here's the instructions that I'm not going to follow, but I'm going to read them anyways. Cook the potatoes in salted water. When soft, rub through a strainer. There should be 2½ cups. Scald the milk with onion. Remove the onion and slowly whisk the milk into the potatoes. Melt half of the butter and add the flour, salt, celery salt, pepper, and cayenne. Stir until well mixed, then stir into the hot soup. Boil for 1 minute, strain, and add the remaining butter. Sprinkle with parsley. It just sounds like a lot of dishes and a lot of mess by boiling the potatoes and straining them and then mixing in different ingredients. So I'm going to totally mix this up and use my Instant Pot. I'm sure this recipe was done back in the day when they didn't consider an Instant Pot. Instant Pot didn't even exist. So I'm going to try it out this way. I'm just going to hit saute on my pot. And, it says 3 slices of onion, but I think what I'm going to do is chop it up, like mince it up. And it says 3 tablespoons of butter. So what I'm going to do is 1.5 tablespoons to saute the onions in. See, I got my holiday music going. I'm already getting in the mood for Christmas. Special. Okay, so I'm going to put this 1.5 tablespoons of butter in there. And I'm going to, it says 3 slices of onion. I'm going to assume that's like 1/4 of an onion. Once again, I've mentioned this before in videos, but I only use sweet Vidalia onions for most recipes, unless red onion does better because they're just so tasty. And they don't make your eyes water as much either. So I'm going to chop that up. Okay. All right. Little spoon. Now I think while these onions are sauteing with the butter, I'm going to just chop my potatoes up. I'm probably going to half it, and then slice it. Can you all see that okay? I think you can. Yes, you can. Good. All right. I'm going to toss it in with the onions so it can all kind of saute. And 2 more potatoes to go. There we go. Okay. Let that saute for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and add some other ingredients. It says 2 tablespoons of flour. I think that I am going to do 1 tablespoon and sprinkle it in with the potatoes, just because like when you add flour to the Instant Pot, it usually sticks to the bottom and then burns. So I'm just going to start with 1 tablespoon of flour. And it says cayenne pepper, which I thought I had it out, but I must have put it back. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do just a little dash cayenne. Celery salt, 1/4 teaspoon. I'm actually going to use measurements this time. What? That is not like me, is it? Who am I anymore? Okay, celery salt going in. Regular salt, 1.5 teaspoons. I'm just going to do 1/2 teaspoon. I don't really care for too much salt. So a heaping 1/2 teaspoon. Then we have regular pepper, 1/8 teaspoon. So I'm going to do a few cracks of pepper. And what I'm going to add to this recipe is garlic powder because I'm obsessed with garlic, if you did not already know by my other videos. So let's add some garlic powder. Not called for in the recipe, but oh, I think it'd be so good in this soup. So I probably did about 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, I'm going to save the parsley for after we cook this soup. And I'm not going to add in that other butter until after we cook this soup. So here we have it. I think we've added everything except for the milk, but we'll get to the milk in a minute. So I'm going to stir this. Let's see if y'all I can bring it over here so you can watch me stir. Okay, there's my potatoes and my onions and my seasonings and my flour all in here. All right, I'm just making a mess. So now I'm going to add my milk. I kind of decided I'm going to switch this up. It says 1 quart of milk. I'm going to do 1/2 quart of milk, and then after we cook these potatoes and puree them, I am going to add 1/2 quart of heavy cream to make it even richer. Merry Christmas. Okay, so we'll do 1/2 quart, which is a pint. Dump that in. Okay, and we're gonna shut the lid. Maybe I'll give it one more stir to make sure the onions aren't stuck on the bottom. Shut her up. And I'm gonna cook her for, I'm gonna put her on pressure cook. Or yeah, there we go. Pressure cook for 6 minutes. That should be good. I'm using my smaller Instant Pot, which the strength of it is a little bit different from my large one. My large one, I just set it for 1 minute and it's done. But for this, I have to do more. So I'm going to set it for 6 minutes. Okay. All right. And when we return, we'll see how this potato soup turns out. Hi, welcome back. My Instant Pot just went off, so we're ready to see how these potatoes have been cooking in here. I'm going to release the pressure, so it's going to get kind of loud. I'll just put the towel over it. Oh, it doesn't sound like it pressured at all. I guess we're ready to go then. Let's see how these are doing. Okay. So maybe 6 minutes wasn't enough. So I'm going to put this on for 15 more minutes and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I just finished opening up the Instant Pot. I let it release after the time was up. And now we can finish making our extra good potato soup. So yeah. So the recipe calls for it to be smushed through a strainer, but I really don't want to go through that mess. So instead, I'm going to use my handy dandy immersion blender to blend this soup together. And then once we blend this soup, I'm going to add in the 1.5 tablespoon butter we haven't added yet, and then also add the 1 pint of heavy cream. And then we're going to see how this tastes. Yeah, you can see it over here. Oh, it's a little messy. Just a little messy, y'all. I think I'm just going to blend it for a little while. I won't get it completely smooth because I'm going to add in that cream to help blend it easier. So we'll stop there. Add in heavy cream. Okay. 1 pint. All right, that's a little bit less than a pint. A whole pint would be literally this whole container of heavy cream, but I'm not going to use it all. So I did a little less. Let's try to blend this again. Oh yeah, I think I'll go ahead and add my butter too. 1.5 tablespoons. There we go. Let's bring y'all down so you can get an even closer view. Let's blend in. There we go. I'm going to stop right there and take a little taste. Oh, and before I do that, I also forgot. I'm going to add parsley. I'm just going to do this freeze-dried parsley that I have. So let's see, a teaspoon. I'll eyeball it. Oh, it looks about like a teaspoon. Okay. Take a nice big soup spoon. I'm going to try this. It looks a little thick. I might want to add a little more milk. But let's see. I mean, if you like it thick, you can keep it this thick. You can probably even keep it chunky if you want to have a few chunks of potato in it. That tastes pretty good. I'm going to probably add some more salt for sure. Yeah. It's potatoey. So I think I want to add, I guess, you know, I didn't add the full amount of salt it called for, so I'd recommend you add it. I just added 1 teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, and it calls for 1.5 teaspoons. So I'm going to add the extra 1 teaspoon because I think it needs it. And I'm going to finish off the pint I didn't use. I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup of milk to lighten this up. If you don't have an immersion blender, I'd recommend you getting one. They're big time savers. You can make smoothies with them. You can emulsify dressings. You can puree your soup straight in the pot. It's awesome. Oh, perfect. Just perfect. Yum. Let's put this in a bowl, y'all. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll use the same blue bowl I did in the last video. Get a ladle. How easy was this recipe? I can see topping this with some fresh green chives. Oh, and you could probably make it like a loaded baked potato soup and put some cheddar cheese and bacon on top. Oh, that would be super good. Okay. Since I don't have chives on the hand right now, I'm just gonna garnish it with this parsley. All right. Okay, y'all, there you have it. Mayberry Cookbook's EXTRy Good Potato Soup. Yum, yum, yum. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my page and like my videos. And I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up, put this potato soup away, and get ready for our next video, which includes eggs. So I'll see you in a little while. Bye.